Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic here on a scorching Thursday on the West Coast. We are excited to be back again live this week, and as if we needed more fuel to the fire, we got a big story to discuss to kick off the show. But I am John Rocha, joined as always by the Sneider himself. Look at that hat there, doing his Barbie cosplay. Jeff Sneider, how are you?
Hello, Johnny boy!
It's showtime.
More energy today.
Yeah,
I read the chat. I read the comments on YouTube. Messenger Steve loud and clear, guys. You want me to bring the funk today? I'm going to bring the funk.
All right, there you go. You are bringing the funk today. Hopefully in a better mood than, of course, you were, but people pointed out. So we're going to have a lot to talk about here for sure. And please send in your Streamlabs and Super Chats as we go along. It's pinned in the chat, in the description of the video and what have you. And already we've got 200 of you joining us live right off the bat. And look, Jeff, normally I'd like to jump into our main topic, but we'd like to get to about 400. What do you think? Should we jump into the big scorching topic, or should we?
Oh, we should wait.
Okay, so we'll wait. We'll wait a little bit. So what's that? Say that again.
Let the anticipation build, baby.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Well, let's hit this, because this is not necessarily the biggest topic, but we can talk about this, and that is a little update on the James Gunn and the Batman situation here. David Zaslav at a shareholders meeting this morning revealed that James Gunn is working on a film. He's writing and directing a film that will be a sequel in the Super family. Some people started to assume that meant the Superman family, like that we've seen in the comics, or is it Super family films in the DCU? And then as far as the Batman part two, it is slated to start shooting in the spring of next year for an October 1st, 2027 release. So, Jeff, you hear this update and all this stuff. Is this just standard stuff that you would get to the shareholders to get them excited, or do you think there's really 10 poles being put in the ground here?
I don't think that there's really anything that we didn't already know. We knew that production was going to start in March on Batman 2. We knew that Gunn was working on a quasi sequel to Superman that is not Superman 2.
Right.
I figured it'd be a movie that would combine Superman with either Batman or Supergirl. Maybe it's a Superman and Supergirl movie. So he's kind of doing the sequel to both of those films.
Right.
I don't know other members of the Super family. Apparently there's Superboy.
Yes. Superboy is a member. Yes.
So, maybe it's something like that. They introduce him too. I'm not familiar with super stuff.
Yes. Because we've got, with the Super family, there's quite a lot of members of it, as you were mentioning here. If I could look at here, Boy Thunder, Jor-El, of course, Superboy, Superman, Clark Smith version of Superman. There's been, and they were members of the Legion of Superheroes, members of the Justice League. So they're quite a number. Of course, Crypto the Superdog is also a member of the Super family. And there's a super monkey called Bepko. There's a super cat, a super horse. There was a Legion of Super Pets, as we saw recently with The Rock and Kevin Hart voicing over some of those characters in there as well. So, yeah. But do you think that's the route they're going? Is he going to go this nerdy comic book deep where it be Super family? Or do you think he meant like this would be the next installment in the Superman family type of movies?
I'll put it this way. When you look at what is performing well these days,
yeah,
the audience is who, John?
We'll say it again, with audiences.
You look at the movies that are performing the best these days. Who are the audience for those movies?
Kids.
Yes, John.
Yes. Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch, Minecraft. Those are the big hits this year.
Right.
How to Train Your Dragon. That's over 600 million. So, looking at that, I might say, hey, listen, we lost a certain amount of people, right, with the pandemic, who are now adults who are now trained for streaming or just never returning to a theater. But there's always going to be kids. There's always going to be kids who want to go to the movies to see the hot new movie. So maybe he's going to skew even younger and embrace the goofiness and the silliness a little bit of DC Comics, rather than go the darker Nolan, this movie's for adults only.
Right.
That is one way I think that the grosses would go up.
Yeah. It seems like a conscious effort. And it seems almost like with Guardians of the Galaxy, like, look, I'm going to do Guardians of the Galaxy and I'm going to get it right. If I get it right, then I'm going to go even deeper into the lore. And certainly he did that with Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and 3. So this may be the same kind of pattern where he's like, well, look, clearly the audience likes my point of view on Superman. So I want to go deeper into this Superman cut. And remember, according to my universe, metahumans have been around for 3 centuries in this world. So, and I never said Superman was the only member of his family. We didn't make it seem like that. So, you know, like not like Man of Steel, where he's like all the Kryptonian blood and cells have to go inside Clark. This is much more open with Supergirl showing up. So clearly there's more here to explore, and he can go nerdy deep. And you might be right, where it appeals to more of the younger people, but also doesn't kick out the adults, you know?
Yeah. And then what was the other thing that Zaz was talking about?
Oh, you mean the 10-year plan?
Yeah.
Or do you mean the Batman stuff?
I mean, so I've heard a little bit about Batman.
Okay.
It is the one of the stories in tonight's newsletter. Ooh. So I don't want to tip my hand too much, but I think that they're I've heard it was worth the wait.
Oh, the script itself.
Yes, I'm hearing bits and pieces about the script.
And are you hearing?
You know, only 4 people count it. Know what is in this Batman script. So if you hear anything from guys like Jeff Sneider, he's either making it up,
or he's guessing. Yeah. I think we put that to bed in the last episode, that it's a nonsense comment for Gunn to have made. Well, do you hear about the big question? Anything at all with the script that you can say about Pattinson and James Gunn?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't that, like, what does that have to do with?
Is he going to be in the Batman Part 2? Is there going to be an allusion to the James Gunn universe in the Batman Part 2? That's the big question people have.
Oh, I had no idea that was the big question. When I talked to my source about it, that was not the question that I asked.
Oh, okay.
I have to be honest.
People want to know, will Pattinson be Pattinson? Will he be in the James Gunn universe?
Well, that's a different question. You're asking, is Pattinson going to be in the DC universe? And then you're saying, is the DC universe going to be referenced in the Batman Part 2?
Right, because that would make him part of the DC universe if it's referenced. That's why I ask. It's just a different way of asking the same question,
I suppose. Well, we've all been asking. I suppose that is the big question. I haven't heard anything, but I think if you read between the lines of Zaz's statements,
it
seems to me like he wants this all to be one thing.
Yes. Here we go. Gunn and Safran have outlined an ambitious 10-year plan of interconnected sequels and spinoffs. Their efforts will continue with 2 blockbuster hopefuls in Supergirl and Clayface, as well as a new take on Wonder Woman. The 10-year vision for the DC universe also includes an exciting array of television projects, including The Penguin. We talked about the Emmy nominations, and the new season of Peacemaker and the debut of Lantern. So, Jeff, you're right to highlight this 10-year plan of interconnected sequels and spinoffs. He did not say sequels, spinoffs, and Elseworlds. So you might be right that reading between the lines here is what you need to do.
Right. He's calling the Penguin part of it.
Yes, he mentions the Penguin.
Again, or we're all just fucking dorks who are reading way too much into the shit.
Well, wouldn't be the first time for any of us.
Would be that.
To do that for sure. All right. Anything more stood out to you from Zaslav's comments to the shareholders, or pretty much standard stuff?
I thought it was a pretty standard.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is not how you reveal news to in a shareholder letter.
That's true.
So,
do you think the release date will stay for Batman? Because obviously it's been moved around as there were previous.
Right now, I'm inclined to say that it will stick, but I've heard a rumble or two that it could always end up pushing to March 2028.
Ooh, pushing again. Okay. All right. Here we go again.
I'm not ready to say that. I think it's for now it's October 2027.
Okay. All right. So that's good. All right. So, well, we've got over 400 people, Jeff. I think it's time to jump into the big story here.
And Gina!
Let's do it. Well, it came to be something that a lot of people thought was a bit frivolous, including me, and thinking that it was never going to come to pass. Well, Disney and Lucasfilm have settled a lawsuit from Gina Carano, who, of course, accused the studios of discrimination and wrongful termination over a firing from The Mandalorian. In a statement, Lucasfilm spokesperson said, with this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Ms. Carano in the future. We have reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issues in a pending lawsuit against the companies. Gina Carano said that the deal is the best outcome for all parties involved, and my desires remain in the arts. Okay. In the lawsuit last year, Carano filed in the lawsuit filed last year, Carano alleged that she was fired for voicing right-wing opinions on social media and sought a court order. And she was funded by Elon Musk in all of this, which helped her in the battle. But what do you read here between the lines? I mean, you know how I feel. I'm going to say what I feel about this, but go ahead, Jeff. What are your thoughts on it?
I just interpret it as this is where we are politically right now, with Trump and this. I think that if Trump hadn't won, right, and Biden had won, you could make the exact same argument and it would probably just fall on deaf ears. But with Trump in office, people are just a little bit more receptive to this. I mean, I don't think that she was lying. Like, she did tweet some right-wing things on Twitter, and that is why she was let go. It's just that, that used to be tolerated. And you say, hey, if you're putting forth an image that they don't agree with, of course they can let you go. Right. But in this climate right now, they're saying, no, you should be able to say whatever you want. And the studio's wrong for letting you go for exercising your, First Amendment rights or whatever. Yeah. I don't know what the financial terms were. I think this is more about the statement. Like, clearly it was a big thing for Gina. It's the, we're putting this behind us and we'd love to, identify opportunities to work together in the future. I mean, I do not see them working together in the future, but it's so that Gina can point, before she was like unemployable. And now she's saying, well, look, this company admits that they were wrong and that they'd hire me again. And now she can go get work kind of elsewhere with their blessing almost.
Great. We can get Street Kicker 7. Great. For me, this is, as Jeff said, this is more knee bending from these companies who are afraid to piss any conservatives off. We see it happening now at CBS. We see it happening. ABC already paid $15 million in some, essentially a shakedown. Dominic Patton in Deadline broke it down really well and in all the ways that these companies are knee bending and capitulating. Yeah, and Jeff is right. And I said this as well to a number of friends today. I was texting about it. Like, if Kamala Harris had won, this would not be fucking happening. This would not be happening at all. There's no like, oh, I'm right and I've settled this and they've admitted fault. No, it's only because they're afraid of getting sued by the madman that they settled this lawsuit with her, and it's done and over with. I hope they don't bring her back. They probably will, honestly, Jeff. I think it's very much in play, Cara Dune. And I just hope that every progressive and liberal and right and the level-headed thinking Republican spews all the things they want to say now. Because if she's covered, then all of you are covered. Her comparing being attacked as a Republican to what happened to the Jewish people in the Holocaust, then if that's okay for Disney to be okay with instead of a lawsuit for, then seriously, the doors are off. The parameters are off. Say whatever the fuck you want to say.
You should be able to say whatever you want, though. I think it's like...
Awesome. Then there's no consequences. I don't want to hear MAGA going nuts when the liberals are calling Trump Hitler in there, when Pedro Pascal is doing it with it. Shut the fuck up. It's all allowed. It's all allowed. If it's all allowed, it's all fucking allowed. So don't be like, oh, well, now it's a conservative state. You can't say shit on the liberal side. Fuck that. Fuck that. So, great. She got her victory. I think it's a hollow victory in the end. But we'll see what happens.
You feel, John, like liberals are being silenced?
Oh, I think liberals are being threatened. I mean, what do you think Trump is doing by suing all of these people? It's to shut up dissent. It's to try to stop them from saying anything negative about him. And so he's launches these lawsuits and they make these changes because of that. I mean, CBS getting bought out and what they're doing to 60 Minutes and that bullshit that Ellison said, well, we're going to do transparency, not oversight. Okay. It's all of this nonsense to try to appease him. And so for me, I think it's very clear that liberals are becoming an endangered species in this time and age because there are threats coming from a government that is established to absolutely use every arm of itself to come down hard or to sue these people into silence. And it's unfortunate to see that happening because I agree with you. Free speech is free speech. I don't think you're free of consequences, but I think you're free to say whatever the hell you want to say. But what this lawsuit says to me is that if you say anything really insane, like comparing persecution, let's say persecution of Democrats to what happened to Jews in the Holocaust, that's totally okay now. You are okay to say it. So, and Disney has rubber stamped that, which makes me uncomfortable, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell how political I am by the fact that I said Biden winning the election.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what do you
realize?
Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped out, didn't run. Yeah, that's how political I am.
Yeah, I mean, you see this happening, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later on with other stuff as well. But yeah, I mean, but I think she's coming back. I think absolutely Disney is clearly playing to the anti-woke people, clearly wants them back in the tent.
No.
And what's a better way to do that than to offer her like Rangers of the New Republic and bring her
like different. These are different people. You're talking about the heads of Disney and Disney lawyers, and then you're talking about the liberals that still very much make the decisions every day at Lucasfilm. I don't think that she's going to be welcomed back with open arms now that this is settled.
Well, she claims that Favreau loved her and supported her and talked to her afterwards. So,
well, I didn't see his statement going around today. Cheering,
I didn't see his statement either. Yeah, I didn't see his statement either.
Hey, yeah, take the W and move on. If I was her.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on to another story here. Well, should we stay with the Iger stuff? Let's talk about this Disney news. Bob Iger, he gave us an idea of what's happening here with Disney and what's the path forward for them. Said that even though the upcoming slate is being overwhelmingly dominated by franchise sequels like Freakier Friday, Predator Badlands, Tron Ares, Utopia, he claims that we continue to be focused on creating new IP. He even tried to say that Fantastic Four was essentially new IP instead of a reboot. But okay, Bob. Obviously, that's of great value to us long term, but we also know that the popularity of the older IP remains significant. The opportunities to either produce sequels or convert what was previous animation to live action, like we're doing with Moana in 2026, it's just a great opportunity for the company and supports our franchise. So I wouldn't say that we've got a priority one way or the other. Our priority is to put out great movies that ultimately resonate with consumers. Jeff, we've criticized other people for just basically saying all sides gobbledygook, and that's what this sounds like to me. What are your thoughts on Bob Iger's?
Yeah, I mean, he's the ultimate politician. That's why he's lasted as long as he has at Disney, and of course he's going to straddle that line and talk without really saying anything. That's unfortunately the problem with most of these executives these days, and most of the media that is supposedly holding their feet to the fire.
Yeah. But I mean, he basically just said that we're looking for new IP, but we're still going to be okay with our older IP. We're still going to do sequels. We're still going to, but like
everybody, that's like every studio. Yeah, we're looking for new stuff, but we've got old stuff too.
Yeah, and we're going to reboot it and live action it. But like they have a bunch of. There's no way to deny that the real focus now is sequels, isn't it? I mean, that's just like cash in hand now. Pixar is doing it now.
Well, it is until it isn't. Like these things go in cycles. Like there are times when all of a sudden none of the sequels work, and it's like we got to get the original stories, and then some of those work, some of them don't, and it's we got to get back to sequels. I mean, I think everything is cyclical.
Yeah, fair point. Now, what do you think about the Hulu situation here, Jeff? Elsewhere on the earnings call, Iger touted the upcoming unification of Hulu and Disney Plus into a single app sometime in 2026. So is this RIP Hulu?
Yes,
now be folded
totally inevitable.
Yeah.
I could have written the story 3 or 4 years ago. They denied it every time you call. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, why do you need two? You just do Disney Plus and maybe Hulu becomes some kind of like a production company or just like a prestige label to release stuff under. But yeah, like Hulu's not a thing internationally.
Yeah, right. It's Star Plus or something like that internationally. Yeah. I think it's fascinating that Hulu is the first. It seems like the first casualty of the streaming service. Do you think because they had 20th Century Fox stuff on there and not on the Disney app, but they over the last few weeks have been kind of mixing them both. But is this a Warner Brothers Discovery situation where they're trying to combine too many kind of disparate content together that it just doesn't feel like there's a uniformity to it all?
No, I don't think so. I mean, HBO Max, still gonna have like Discovery content on it, isn't it?
HBO, yes. Well, I think they're going to separate once they do the brand split.
They're separating, but was Discovery going back to its own streaming service?
Yeah, I think that's what the plan is. Discovery goes to its own thing with some other content attached to it.
I don't think you need to have separate streaming services for Disney Plus and for Hulu. You can just have different like tabs in the streaming service.
But what happens with any Hulu content that is exclusive to like I watch a lot of true crime stuff, the ABC documentaries on Hulu, or those are now going to go over to the Disney Plus app?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't know why they need their own streaming service.
Yeah, it's weird because the National Geographic thing always felt weird to see on Disney. Like that should be its own type of thing. So this is going to be an interesting change to see that. But the other side of this, Jeff, is you have to keep content on there to keep people watching your stuff. How much new content are they going to create when they're scaling back on Marvel, scaling back on Star Wars? Where is this new content supposed to come? It's going to keep people watching Disney Plus.
It comes from Searchlight, right? You're seeing a lot more stuff from Searchlight, where if it doesn't make it to theaters, it goes to Hulu. In fact, that brings me to a little scoop.
Oh, please.
So I heard this week, John, that Hulu is prepping for the release this year of a movie that I did not know was going to be ready this year.
Okay.
It's a movie, it's a remake of a 1992 thriller. I'm talking about The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
That's going to Hulu.
I'm hearing that The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is done. And they're prepping it for release this October.
This October, wow!
This October, and it'll be released on Hulu. It's with Micah Monroe and I believe Mary Elizabeth Winstead, right?
Right. Yeah. Does this surprise you that it was this fast of a turnaround? And it's
I was just reporting on this movie mere months ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that they shot it pretty quickly, and it seems like it's all coming together for release in 2 months.
Wow. Okay. Do you have the
I love the original movie, so I'm like kind of excited about it. Plus, I like these two leads.
Yes.
So I thought this was exciting.
I think so too. I mean, I like the original. I thought this was
a hot streaming title. Like I could see why they're keeping it out of theaters. Like, this may be a tough sell to convince people to come out for this, but it's going to do good streaming numbers.
Yeah, I think so. I'd be curious to see what happens with that. Okay. Anything more to say on the Hulu side of things?
Other than, this week I reported that Chase Sui Wonders is going to guest star in the Buffy pilot. Now, what's interesting about this is like that there is a Buffy pilot at all, in the sense that normally they just make these pickups, right? They just say we're doing a season of Buffy, and that's that. Now they're going back to the way things were, and they're like, all right, let's make a pilot first before we commit to a whole season of this.
Right. Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think she's just going to be guest starring in the pilot. I don't think like a recurring role, because she will be back at some point for the studio season 2, and her feature career is heating up. Yeah,
fair point. Well, I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see will the fans respond to it positively, because we saw what happened with I Know What You Did Last Summer, Jeff, and that ate a big turd. So
that was bad. And listen, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, I have high standards for. This may be bad as well, but I like the casting. And hey, there have been good Hulu movies.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
we're in there.
I'm trying to think about some, but yeah, more series than movies, I think. But yes. This is just interesting to me, because something like Paradise, I don't see that as a Disney show, but that will be a Disney Plus show. So yeah, interesting. I wonder if the perspective changes, or it's just going to be on Disney Plus. Like, I wonder if there's because it is, Jeff, like you were saying weeks ago.
Alien Earth is going to be on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I saw the first episode last night. My reaction's up on the channel. Like the first episode, but I will say this: I thought it was going to be great. It's good. It's damn good at times, but it also gets a little muddy in the middle. And so I hope that kind of corrects itself as the episodes go on. But I certainly left feeling like I wanted more. How many episodes have you seen? Can you say?
I would say 0, really, but I watched 2 episodes with a friend, and I wrote my newsletter during them, so I kind of half watched them in a way.
Okay.
I didn't love what I paid attention to.
I like the main lead, though. I thought she was good. Did you not like her?
She was good, and it looks visually gorgeous. So they clearly spent some money on it.
Yeah. And Timothy Oliphant, it was damn good in that.
I just have an inherent problem with horror series. I don't actually think that the horror genre is built to sustain a series.
Okay.
Horror is all about keeping tension. I think that's really tough to do over the course of 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I've never really been a big fan of horror shows, and that's why I'm kind of nervous about Welcome to Derry.
I was just going to ask you about that. Yeah. So you're not, what about Scream Queens? Did you see Scream Queens? Did you not like that or any of those? Okay. All right.
Like Scream didn't work for me. I don't watch Walking Dead. Like the whole, unless it's Law and Order, the whole kill of the week thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not my bag.
Movie Man brings up a good point. Paradise is one thing, but the sequel to Handmaid's Tale is going to be a Disney Plus show. Hey, yeah,
Hulu on Disney Plus. The way that that there's like Showtime with on Paramount Plus.
Right.
But there's no need to be paying separate prices for Hulu and for Disney Plus.
I agree, man. This, as you look at the landscape of the streaming services, Jeff. This has to combine. You look at Paramount. Paramount has a bunch of them with Paramount Plus, Pluto TV, and other apps. Like, it's got to come together.
There are analysts who, at the end of the day, think that Disney Plus will recover and win the streaming wars.
Wow, really?
Who think that, yes, that at the end of the day, there will be more subscribers worldwide to Disney Plus than Netflix.
Wow.
And I'm kind of inclined to believe those people because of the sheer IP that Disney has.
Yeah. Well, how are we going to know, Jeff? Because isn't that part of the news that Disney is now no longer going to be releasing subscriber numbers anymore for their Disney Plus?
I mean, it's always been moving in that direction, right? That's what Netflix did.
Why is that, do you think? Is it just they don't want people to report on stuff that's failing and not failing? Is that what it is?
Because people always just go by the number, and it's a certain point you can't keep growing the number, right? You max out, essentially. And so you constantly have to go to other things to show growth. Because that's what happens when you're a public stock. You have to keep showing that you're growing and growing and growing. And so you work up all these different metrics and things like that. Yeah, if you know that the numbers aren't going to definitely keep going up and up and up subscriber-wise, just because of churn, because you're making fewer shows, so there's less that people want to watch. Then you don't pin your stock calls to the number of subscribers.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes on.
You can't trust those numbers anyways.
Yeah?
Oh, I think they're all bullshit.
So when Adam Sandler comes out that it's the most highest watched Netflix movie, Happy Gilmore 2, you're saying we can't trust those.
I'm saying that's 100,000 million% fixed. Okay.
Okay.
Because I could be watching Seinfeld all weekend, and they can just, when an episode ends, it can just kick over to Happy Gilmore, and it could be anything across.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, absolutely anything. They can make it up. Shows with balls, shows with people in them.
I'm in the kitchen. All of a sudden, another thing. Yeah. It's like being on YouTube. If you don't turn off the autoplay, it just jumps to the next video, and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't want to watch this.
It gets the spotlight slot when you first sign in, and that's all fair. Why wouldn't this is their big release? Why wouldn't they promote it? Right. But you're juicing the numbers when one movie is way more available than all the others.
That's true.
If you walk into Blockbuster and there's 10 walls and 8 of them are Happy Gilmore 2, what do you expect people to go pick?
Yeah, exactly. And they don't tell you how long, right? It used to be that you have to be watching for 10 minutes, and then I think they kind of killed that, and they decide if it's a view or not for them. So yeah. Good point. All right, well, let's look at this. What do you think of this, Jeff? This broke a couple of days ago. Matt Smith is going to be in Star Wars Starfighter. The rumor is he will be one of the villains. I think there's still a main female villain, but he will be one of the villains here. Now, remember, he was in talks to play possibly a young Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker, but now this is happening with Sean Levy's movie. He's joining Ryan Gosling and Mia Goth, and as you speculated or broke a couple of days ago, an unknown playing the young kid who was going to accompany Ryan Gosling. So Matt Smith and Star Wars Starfighter, does this move the needle in any way, shape, or form? Are you excited about this? What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, I'm not a Matt Smith guy, as you know. I think if you'll recall, do you remember what I called him, John?
Something to do with his face. Something to do with his face. What was it?
I mean, I think I said he looks like a ghoul.
A ghoul, that's it. Yeah, a ghoul, yes.
And so in that sense, he's kind of perfect to play a villain. He looks villainous.
It might serve him well. Yes.
And so does Mia Goth. She's the other villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. The two of them are the villains. And I don't think they're going to be like iconic villains or anything like that.
Oh, really? You don't think they'll be okay?
No. So yeah, he does not have force powers. He's like a military general.
Okay.
I don't know much more about her role, nor do I want to say whether Gosling has force powers or anything like that. But yeah, I think Matt Smith is apt casting.
Yeah.
For a villain, but he was not the first choice. I think a lot of people have been passing on this movie.
Wow.
And yeah, like whatever. I'm not like a Doctor Who guy or a House of the Dragon guy.
Right.
What else is he in? Fucking Morbius. Like he's caught stealing, which I don't think looks very good. The interesting thing about this for me was that he starred in Gosling's directorial debut, Lost River. So they clearly, have a history.
Oh, yeah, have a history. I think it's a fascinating decision. It feels to me, although they said like we auditioned a bunch of other actors and Matt really stood out, they'd already talked to him to play the young Palpatine possibility in Rise of Skywalker. So this feels to me like, hey, we're not going to cash in this one, but if a role opens up down the road, we're definitely going to look at you for it. And it seems like this is them doing him a solid. He's a damn good actor, obviously.
Clearly,
as well.
he has fans inside Lucasfilm for them to cast him in one movie and then bring him back for another. But I think ultimately it comes down to Sean Levy at the end of the day. I don't think like Sean Levy's be like, oh, you owed Matt Smith because you cut him from someone else's movie, so now I have to cast him as my movie. No, I don't think that's how Sean Levy's operating.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. But I don't think Sean would mind either because Matt's such a good actor as well. But we'll see. Anything more you want to say on the Starfighter stuff? Anything more that you would be able to slide to us other than the kid being unknown?
Hopefully in due time. I don't I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think I figured out who it is, but
who the kid is?
Yeah, but
wow.
What good does that get me? I'll let the trades have that one.
Okay. Because you said you've been working on something with Starfighter, or Star Wars, so I just wanted to shake the tree a little.
Always working on things with Star Wars. I got a little bit more details on things.
Nice. That'll be in the newsletter, right in there. We have almost 700 of you joining us live, but only 10 super chats. Come on, people, send in your love. I put a goal of 50 super chats in the chat there for you all to meet. And if you do hit the 50, I will reveal a thing about Fantastic Four that was cut from the movie. Very interesting thing. I had a friend
contribute to this.
You can contribute to this. Okay. I had a friend I have a friend whose friend works at Marvel. She reached out to me and gave me some news the last couple of days about Fantastic Four and about a certain character. So if you all want to hear about that, let's get to 50 super chats and we'll reveal this. And Jeff, you say you've got something to add to it?
If we get to 50 super chats, I'll reveal something that I probably shouldn't.
Ooh, so there we go, everybody. We're at 12 right now. And I don't mean dollar super chats. I'm talking about $5 and above super chats. Whoa. Get to 50 and we'll get there. I know it's ambitious, but Christian gets to 100 all the time with me. So let's get to 50 with me and Jeff.
Christian that. He called after our last show because he's a stand-up guy.
I know. He called me too. And he was like, I was just busting you guys' balls. And I'm like, yeah. East Coast boy, man. He loves to fuck around. Anyway, all right, let's move on to this other story, Jeff. What about this? What is this all about? Passion of the Christ is being split into two movies. What is this? Hunger Games? What is this? Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows? Apparently, you got to tell the Jesus story over 6 more hours, possibly, because there's no way. I don't think that Mel's not going to do a 3-hour installment for each of these 2 installments. What are your thoughts on this, that he's splitting this up over 2 movies? Is this to give him more time to tell the story, possibly?
Double the Jesus, baby. I need more time to tell the story. I mean, that makes sense. If anybody's earned it, that's probably Jesus. I think this is like Lionsgate is the best in the business of this, really, right? We'll split it into to get more to juice ticket sales.
Yeah.
What are the titles? By the way, I haven't
Oh.
actually written that item up yet from the newsletter. So
Hold on, let me take a look at this. I didn't have the titles. I think it's just called Resurrection of the Christ, Part 1 and Part 2.
Okay, I didn't know if they were separate titles. Jamie thought it'd be good to name them Heaven and Hell.
That's actually not a bad, Resurrection of the Christ Hell and the Resurrection of the Christ Heaven.
Yes,
as he finally ascends.
Exactly what he said. Which I thought that was pretty good. I'll see these movies. I like Passion of the Christ. I thought it was a good movie, but I'm not. I don't care. I'm not rushing out. I'm not going to follow the development of this.
Yeah. Passion of the Christ was the highest grossing R-rated film at the time in 2004 with 370. Deadpool and Wolverine absolutely destroyed it last year with 636 million domestically, but it is one of the biggest independent films ever with a $610 million global take against the $30 million production budget. Jeff, how do you get that situation? And how much do you think Mel pocketed off that situation? Or do you think he sold all the stuff just to be able to do it? What do you think on that? What usually happens?
I think he made a fuck ton of money.
You do? Okay. All right. Fair point. Yeah. So, yeah, why? I don't know, man. If I made a fuck ton of money, do you know you'd never see me again? You would never fucking see me again. Never.
Yeah.
Let me make a film for 30 million and make 600 million. You will never see John Rocha again. I'm telling you.
Mel is trying to get in good with the big man upstairs because he's done certain things and I'm sure he's not proud of him. So he's like, if I can carry the word of Jesus across the land, then I will.
Yeah, Jesus. That's right, man. Don't fuck with a Jesus. All right, so let's move on to this. Jeff, we kind of hinted to it earlier. The Paramount deal is done officially. It is day one of the new Paramount regime under Skydance. Your boy Brian Robbins is stepping down as co-CEO. Quite a few people left today from Paramount, and there were some comments already made about the directions they want to go in. What do you take from all the moves and all the things that are happening, and these comments and the goodbyes that were said by the people who are leaving Paramount?
I mean, ultimately, I think that Ellison's ownership will be good for the studio, right? He's going to infuse it with capital. He's going to be aggressive. The guy has a strategy. We don't know if it'll work or not, but he clearly wants to invest in gaming, and he wants to build up the streaming service, which, I like a lot of stuff on Paramount Plus. Obviously, it could broaden its, breadth of offerings, if you will. Yeah. You can't just pin everything on Taylor Sheridan. Right. But it's a good place to start, for sure. I think that they need to address the big franchises over there, which have already kind of been rebooted.
Yeah.
Transformers, Star Trek. That's kind of what you need to start with. You need to greenlight Top Gun 3, which I think that will happen for summer 2028 is when
sooner rather than later. We probably get something, right?
I would expect Top Gun 3 in summer 2028.
Okay.
What else? I think they want to, be the studio that does comedy. I think they have a great legacy, a great rich history of comedies.
Yeah.
Which we saw. I don't know if you saw it in your press screening for Naked Gun, but there was a little did you see the PSA with Liam Neeson?
Yeah. That was very funny.
It was Clueless and Ferris Bueller, and these are all Paramount titles. So I think that the studio wants to honor that history.
I think they wouldn't have done that PSA if they weren't looking to honor that history and go forward with that. Yeah, good point, Jeff.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, the thing that caught my eye today was that Paramount won the auction for that Timothy Chalamet movie. I was just gonna bring that up. It's I'd heard earlier this week that it was going to be Warner Brothers or 20th Century Studios. And so for Paramount to come out hours after closing, and buy a package like that and beat out some pretty heavy hitters, I think that speaks volumes about how aggressive he's looking to be. And it's basically like a warning shot.
Yeah, it was. It's called High Side. James Mangold, Timothy Chalamet reuniting after a complete unknown for this. And they'll take it forward. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. This is like a team. It's like a new owner coming into a team, right? And there's immediately going after the big free agents, immediately trying to line stuff up and make it very clear that they're here to play and they're not just happy to be owning a team. And you see that in the moves. And you're right, what you brought up earlier. I mean, I don't think it's an accident the way he was talking about tech forward strategies. I mean, I think we're clearly AI is going to be the conversation for quite some time. And there's going to be a lot of studios who are going to care less and less about what people think about them using AI and are going to go forward with it. And it certainly sounds like Ellison is one of those people who clearly from Oracle, it was his dad and all that. He wants to go forward with this.
I mean,
there'll be a lot of technology here being used for
studios. Like, Oracle did the algorithm for TikTok, right?
Yes.
That's a big thing. I think that you're seeing studios pull away from late night, right? Mm-hmm. Which is like, people are listening to podcasts or surfing YouTube or whatever the hell they do late at night instead of watching late night now.
Yeah.
I think that Paramount and other studios need to create their own interview show that's not late night, but it's like a format like a Hot Ones or the Chicken Shop Lady. And then that becomes like a hub through which all of the studio's properties pass through. So if you're doing a show, if you're Paramount, you're doing a show on CBS or MTV or a movie through Paramount, that's where all the guests are coming from. And it has to be contractual.
Yeah.
It just has to be part of the contract. I think that is kind of a future what I would focus on if I was running one of these companies.
Yeah. You're not wrong there, because it's clearly, this is the new age now. It is absolutely corporate takeover, corporate synergy in a way that isn't set up for mockery. They understand the pipeline now in ways that I think they didn't before. So they're now just trying to control the pipeline and make it all using their money to align up these people to make this a very clear system. Soon as you sign on, these are your commitments. You will do these interviews. You will be at this time. You will finish this, and you do this. You show up, and then you talk about this. Here are your talking points, and all of that. I mean, even James Mangold said after signing the deal here that what did he say? He was talking about, we're thrilled to be in business with visionary art. Oh, so that was Peter Chernin. Sorry about that. I was looking at the quote that he had about it. He said David Ellison shows a real commitment to original story-driven filmmaking on the big screen, and this passion made it easy for Timothy, Peter, and me to land on this project. Timothy is a trusted collaborator, generational, and blah, blah, blah. So he said, I can't wait to roll up my sleeves and work together again. So, yeah, I mean, clearly, these people understand who's signing the paychecks, and they are going to go forward with it if they're paid enough.
Again, if I'm the studios, I'm cutting off all these podcasts, right? Like,
yeah, you want to.
You have the access,
yes,
right?
100%.
Stars, they're your talent.
Yeah.
So why are we giving the stars to, who's a great guy, Josh Horowitz, right? And Happy, Sad, Confused. Why are we giving him an hour so that they can go perform on his YouTube channel? He doesn't have to pay them anything.
Right.
And instead of watching Colbert or Kimmel or Fallon or whoever, people are sitting there watching the interview that Josh Horowitz does on TikTok.
Right.
Like, you're literally just giving up the biggest asset that you have, talent, which you're paying for, to someone who's literally not paying for it, but they get to benefit because the talent's on their airwave. It makes no fucking sense. So just start, hire Josh Horowitz, buy Happy, Sad, Confused, or start a new show with Josh Horowitz and own it. Right.
Buy the hot mic. We'll interview them.
That's why I think that shows like ours that aren't celebrity driven will actually thrive, because there needs to be a pullback on access. If I was these guys, I have completely different publicity strategies and tactics than the people who are using the same old playbook for the last few decades.
This I know. It's quite an experience being a co-host as you come up with your tactics.
Sometimes you just need to throw Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon out there in a pink Speedo. See how it does.
That's right. We will see. Well, Jeff, you make a perfect segue. Let's talk about this. Speaking of all these things coming together, let's talk about this ESPN, NFL, WWE deal that was announced this week. This is these deals that were announced, two separate deals, ESPN with the NFL and ESPN with WWE, both in essence entertainment. This is massive, Jeff. This is some massive stuff that's happening now. ESPN will essentially own 10% of the NFL. The NFL will then have a basic pipe. The NFL network now, I don't know what becomes the NFL network, because they basically co-opted the red zone, co-opted this. And as if that wasn't enough, they also booked a deal with the WWE, where they will stream premium live events starting in, I think, August of next year. They're doing all of this stuff, and that basically shuts down a large part of the viewership for the Peacock app. So this is fascinating moves. As I said, this is a corporate world now where all of these things are happening. So independent voices, to me, Jeff, are becoming less and less populous out there because they're essentially buying all of these people and telling them what to say.
And listen, if someone wants to pay me $100 million to tell me what to say, I'd probably take it, right?
I don't know. You wouldn't survive. You know you wouldn't survive. You would explode.
As fiercely independent and proud to be independent as I am,
yeah,
we all have a sellout streak. And it's just about what number do we want to sell out for?
As the great $1 million man Ted DiBiase once said in the 1980s, everybody has a price.
Exactly.
And clearly, that's of course, Pat McAfee was cheering his nuts off about this because he's going to make more money off of it. But to me, this bothers me because it does mean like independent voices criticizing the NFL and ESPN will now essentially be told not to do that. Or
told indirectly or directly, to back off on things. And I'm sure that's what the NFL looks at. ESPN could be a thorn in its side. So why? And this is how I think of, myself in Hollywood. It's like, why not bring this guy into the fold? Why not buy a piece of ESPN? Yeah. And that way, we'll at least have a say in the way that we're portrayed.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm not a big enough thorn in anybody's side, so I'll have to keep growing.
I guess so. But yeah, this is all to coincide with the release of their their ESPN app, simply called ESPN, which will apparently be dropping later this month, Jeff, August 21st. And it was some confusion about who's going to pay the $30 monthly price. Well, basically, if you don't have YouTube TV or basic cable or any ESPN subscription at all, then you're going to pay $30. But if you have this, then you're fine. You're not going to pay the extra $30. And you can actually bundle it with Disney Plus. So there'll be all kinds of ways to make money off this. But this means more games on ESPN and the NFL Red Zone on ESPN. And we're about to start the NFL season, Jeff. This is madness.
I mean, I may have no choice but to pay for some of this stuff because I got to watch football. My brother cut the cord. I've been using his cable subscription to watch. Now I got to get Big Daddy's password. But yeah, now everybody's get gung-ho on the pass down crackdown. HBO Max is like, all your fun's coming to an end.
That's true. That's true. They did say that this week. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I think it'll end up being like a family expense and one person will pay for it and everybody will mooch off of it. And, I don't really care what channel these games are on so long as I get to watch them.
Yeah. I mean, so the way I read this here, the announcement's come just hours after ESPN announced a blockbuster deal, which will take a 10% ownership stake in the company in exchange for NFL Network. So the NFL will own 10% of ESPN. Is that what they're saying? Or
yeah.
The ESPN? Oh, wow. That is massive. The rights to Red Zone, some additional NFL games and fantasy as well. And of course, Fox Sports is launching their own one, Fox One, which will be on November 21st at $20 per month. But the premium live events, man, this is massive, massive stuff. So yeah, it's just a corporate world now and everyone is interconnected. So yeah, madness, dude. All right, so let's see what else have we got here. Oh yeah, Dave Bautista looks to be in some films coming up here. Jeff, you wanted to talk about this. He is closing in on 2 Amazon MGM Studios movies. He will be possibly in Chad Stahelski's Highlander film and Roadhouse 2. And he will play the Kurgan, which is of course the Clancy Brown character from the first Highlander movie. With Sean Connery and Christopher Lambert, and he will join Roadhouse 2. And something tells me, Jeff, that if he's joining Roadhouse 2, we're not seeing McGregor back.
We're not seeing Conor McGregor? Oh,
I don't think we're seeing Conor McGregor back.
I mean, who knows? I don't know. I would love to have Conor McGregor back. I thought he was absolutely electric. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily think it's a one or the other deal, but I can understand why that line. Not good for Bautista. Love Bautista. I wish he had, was signing on to do the Damien Chazelle prison movie with Killian and Daniel Craig.
Oh yeah,
which he's been rumored for.
Right.
But Roadhouse 2 seems like a fun role for him. And even though I'm not a Highlander guy, it seems they probably paid him a good amount to be the Kurgan, and I guess that's a fun role for him. It's better than some of like the B and C list direct that he turns up in.
Yeah, that's true. I hope it turns out well for him because, I mean, like you said, there was some good stuff going on in other films that he was in, like Blade Runner, like James Bond, like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. People really thinking Dave was going to move into this kind of next level, but he seems to just go back to these movies that provide a good kind of safe place for him to be. I mean, Roadhouse 2 is not going to tax him that much as an actor. I don't imagine a Highlander will either. So I almost see him sliding into this Momoa thing where he occasionally pops up in some of the bigger stuff, but then slides back down to do consistently this kind of stuff that's action oriented or whatever. And I think he's capable of more. So like you said, I would have liked to have been a Damien Chazelle film, or if there are other directors out there making some tougher fare, I'd like to see Dave do some of that stuff to kind of balance out this other action stuff that he's doing that goes straight to streaming, you know?
Yeah, I think that Bautista has an Oscar nomination in him.
Yep.
I think he's a really good actor. You know, these are fun movies that you do for a paycheck. Hopefully they will allow him to, you know, go experiment and maybe do some cool indies coming up.
Yeah, I would love that. But yeah, and I've been saying that for years, that he is, of the wrestlers that have come out, he is the one that is going to get nominated for an Oscar first. But I don't know. Smashing Machine may be good, Jeff. I don't know. We will see. Because right now, I know you're on FYC. I don't think it's been that strong of a year for male actors. And we're just about to get into fall. Do you think it's been a strong year?
No, not yet. But like the fall actually does have a depth of a wealth of male performances. I think last year was a weak year for Best Actor. This year will be a stronger year.
Okay.
Yeah, like Brody just ran away with that last year, I thought.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Okay, some trailers that dropped from the time we did the show on Tuesday to now. We had the new Eden trailer from Ron Howard came out, the more extended one. The Cut, I think it's a film you've been talking about for quite some time. A new trailer for him, If I Had Legs, and then Adulthood all came out. Any of those trailers grab your eye? Any of those trailers excite you?
Yeah, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I think looks pretty good. I'm predicting Rose Byrne for an Oscar nomination for that movie.
Yeah.
I think she's just been getting steadily better over the years. And then, him, I think, is going to be cool. I think that movie's going to work.
Yeah.
What was, I didn't see the Adulthood one with Josh Gad and I think it's Kaya Scodelario.
Yeah, Kaya Scodelario.
What were the other two?
Eden, the new Ron Howard movie, a full trailer.
So I'm done watching trailers for it. And what was the other one?
The Cut, the Orlando Bloom one.
That was a good trailer, I thought.
That was.
But for The Cut, it's a different kind of movie. It's not a boxing movie. It's a weight loss movie.
Oh, okay.
And it's intense as fuck.
All right. So have you seen it already, or you just heard? Okay.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
This is the one you've been talking about.
Yeah, it's a movie about weight loss.
Yeah. All right.
It's basically a body horror movie.
I'm looking forward to it. I like the trailer. I like the trailer for the Rose Byrne trailer. And I know a lot of people have been talking. Sometimes when a lot of people start talking about, oh, this is the greatest. I watched the trailer like, I don't get it. This one was not the case. I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm 100% on board. And it's crazy to think that the journey Rose has been on, right? Because she's out here plugging Platonic right now. I think season 2 or 3. But, you know, it's amazing from Troy to now how much she's grown as an actress and the different types of genres that she's succeeded in. So be interesting to see this. And did you get Tully vibes from this? Did you get like those kind of angry mom or frustrated mom type stuff we've seen before? Does this kind of stand out? Yeah.
No, for sure. And I know the Jennifer Lawrence movie Die My Love is also like about postpartum depression.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on the trailer for that one. Did you see the trailer for The Paper today?
I did see the trailer for The Paper. I tell you this. Here's what I'll say to you. It's very sweet. I hope it works. I did not think the Domino Gleeson stuff was going to work. It really works. And I like that they saved Oscar for the end. So I'm curious. I'll give it a try. But it's not going to match The Office. I can already tell from the actors and the energy. It's not going to match The Office.
I'm not expecting it to be on the level of The Office. But if it is even, 60% is good, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Did you like? I mean, Domino seemed like.
Yeah, I think it looks fun. I like the idea that it's exploring journalism.
Yes.
That kind of thing. I just like the format too. So I'm definitely excited to watch.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of cool shit to watch. Actually, it's like.
Right. What do you got?
Netflix sent over Wayward, which is this Toni Collette show about like a school for wayward girls or whatever.
Right.
I'm not sure what the tone is. It looks a little creepy.
Okay.
Apple has The Savant with Jessica Chastain. I have access to.
Is that on? Okay.
I haven't started that yet. Then HBO, sent out the trailers for Task yesterday.
The screeners, not the trailers, right?
Right, the screeners. Sorry, I'm going to finish tonight. I am obviously embargoed through the roof, but planning to finish tonight.
Yeah. They also sent over the first 5 episodes of Peacemaker season 2, which I will dive into.
Peacemaker.
I need to reach out to Netflix. I gotta get the pipeline going on the Netflix because I just saw the trailer for the Biggest Loser documentary, and I can't wait for that one. That one's coming out on August 15th. In like 8 days, but I'd like to get it early because I'm a massive Biggest Loser fan, and I love the fact that they got some of the older contestants to come on and be a part of this documentary. So, anything else you're watching before we jump into Jeff? Is there anything else you want to talk about? Those were all the stories. We kind of blazed through them. So, anything more you want to?
Yeah, we're supposed to have mad questions here, so let's.
Yeah. Well, one more thing. Michael Bay has exited the Will Smith-led action thriller Fast and Loose. What are your thoughts on that? He jumped ship last night.
I mean, I never really thought that was going to happen. A lot of this development news is either reported early or
What's going on with Michael Bay though, man? What is happening? What is happening? Michael Bay.
The whole Michael Bay wanted to make an action movie, and Will Smith wanted to make a comedy.
Yeah. On
one hand, it's plausible. On one hand, it feels like something that's like almost too plausible, like so much so that like a publicist cooked it up. Like Will Smith didn't know Michael Bay likes doing action movies. He's not Judd Apatow. Like, I don't understand here.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were asked to trim from the budget and they're like, all right, well, we can get rid of fucking Michael and bring in fucking the guy who did Happy Gilmore 2 or some shit.
Apparently it was creative differences. So it's a shame. That's a shame. I like those two coming together. Anyway. All right, let's do the questions there, as you were saying, Jeff. So where are we at right now? We're at 33 super chats. Like we said, if we get to 50 super chats, we will reveal some stuff and some scoops here on the show. So please, the 17 more to go. Send them in as we go along here. All right. Gnome 3000 says, who's the nastiest person you've ever interviewed? Ooh, I don't think I have a nasty person interviewed. What about you?
Ever interviewed someone who was like, that's a tough question. Someone who is like, I guess nastiest in a sense. Harvey
Weinstein. Wow.
I've interviewed him. I've interviewed Ron Jeremy. Those are 2 rapists.
A fair point. Yeah.
Nasty. I've interviewed Woody Allen too, but I'm not one of these like lock Woody people up.
Oh, okay. I would love to interview Woody. Sit down with him now. And that's it. Maybe John Hamm, but not. I don't know. He just seemed kind of off-put by the questions I was asking during the Richard Jewell thing. But it was Rockwell, Kathy Bates, John Hamm, and somebody else. But it just seemed kind of like he wasn't into my question. So, but that wasn't nasty. Just the face he made wasn't good. Yeah. Miguel Zion says, "Hope it's not about." What's that?
Good question. I like that question.
Michael Zion says, "I hope it's not about the son of Superman. I hope it's more about Supergirl. Maybe her parents, like the City of Kandor story. Maybe a Brainiac as a villain. Yeah, maybe. There's all possibilities now they're playing with the Superman family. But clearly, they've told James to let his freak flag fly, and he's going to do that with a super family film. So, but I tell you, there's a danger here because a lot of the casuals don't know this. As Jeff said, they don't know who the hell is in the super family. So you may lose some people here if A, you don't cast it well, and B, you don't really tell a strong story that gets people's interests. We will see. Just putting Corn Sweat in there is not going to mean automatic box office. Miguel Zino says, I also hope Gunn hires another screenwriter to collab with and or just do the revisions while he preps for pre-production. I feel like it would be better. Keep dreaming. Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is on which on the Super Family one that
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see him handing that off to somebody. Miguel.
I agree. And Jeff, what is this the plan now? Is he just going to do his stuff and Saffron handles everything else? Like, did he take this job just so he could just do everything he wanted to do? Because
without having any oversight,
it doesn't seem like, it seems like he bought the company, the toy.
These studios run themselves, John.
Yeah, it just seems like it, right?
I mean, they have so much time where he can just spend hours on social media replying to every person who ats him.
Exactly. And host podcasts. _Rager X says, I went back to watch Coy's comments from last Friday. He was definitely not, quote, just messing around like Karloff said. He definitely was throwing shade and honestly seemed bothered. Go to 805 to see if you like.
About what?
He was coming after. I think the people said that he was coming after you because Jeff got one right type of thing. It was a bit snarky, but I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure it's what the way it was presented. But I said it on Christian Harloff's show on Monday that Coy has no space to be coming after you because I know how Coy has operated in the past. So like have a little self-respect or self-introspection before you go after someone else. And Jeff has broken many scoops that were correct. So. Yeah.
Again, I just don't really take criticism seriously when they come from people who aren't named Justin, Boris, or Fleming.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Or Umberto.
Probably the better route to go. Someone who's actually established instead of a glorified.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. We don't have amnesia, Coy.
I like Coy too much to respond.
Well, fair. I'll respond because I don't think I think it's out of place for him to say that. Let everybody exist and do what they're doing. Wiley Todd says, hey guys, question about the industry. Why haven't there been more rom-coms after the sort of success of Anyone But You? Are they just or are they just making them at the moment? I don't know. What do you think, Jeff?
There are rom-coms, but they're streaming fodder.
Yeah,
they make them for Amazon and Netflix, and I mean, there will be more rom-coms theatrically, right? They're doing My Best Friend's Wedding 2.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, very true.
I don't think Devil Wears Prada is a romantic comedy, but I think that the genre will experience a renaissance.
Renaissance, I always say. Yeah, sure. Dennis Hoffman, I love comic movies, but I love all movies. I love when Jeff reports on hot packages or spec scripts. Would love a segment focusing on that.
Jeff Sneider's Hot Package. I think that should be the name of the segment.
Sure. I can only imagine the video that would accompany that as the quick 5-second intro.
Hot segment.
Okay. Hot packages spectrum, right? Well, I mean, when Jeff has them to report, I don't ever tell him no. So if he ever has them to report, we can certainly do it as a segment, Dennis.
Tonight's headline on the newsletter. I'll just say Batman is the B story.
Ooh, wow.
And it involves a project that no one has written much about in the last 3 years, but I've got the update.
Okay. Interesting. Smash_bro says, how many hours do you spend watching content daily? Probably 6 to 7.
24 hours ago.
If I'm not hosting a show, I'm usually watching content, which is frustrating.
I'm going to say, 6 to 7.
Yeah. Because there's so much. Chief Executive Officer John Pompea, which sport do you hate and love the most?
John Pompea keeps going up the corporate ladder, guys.
He's the CEO now. Jesus.
What sport do I hate and love the most? I mean, I love basketball. Basketball is just the purest thing. It doesn't matter what country you're in. You just need a fucking ball and a hoop.
Yeah.
You can do it yourself. You can't you can throw a football to yourself, throw a baseball to yourself. You can play basketball on your own.
Right.
What sport do I hate the most? I mean, baseball is boring. Golf is slow.
I don't think I have a sport I hate.
Yeah, well, how do you hate sports?
Yeah, I love the NFL. That's my number one, but then the Premier League is right behind it. So, and then the NBA, of course. Joyous Romer says, "Hey, Outlaw, what's your favorite piece of Star Wars merch? May the Force be with you." I don't know. I got a Rogue One jacket that I keep in the closet. That's an awesome piece of merch, and I have a Boba Fett Mandalorian backpack, which I like, but I never wear it out. It's just there. Christopher Spreezy says, greetings from Greece. Jeff, in your latest newsletter, you said that Matt Smith will be playing some kind of military general. Do you know if Gosling will be playing a Jedi or a Han Solo type thing?
I don't.
Okay, thank you, Christopher. Alex says, love Matt, just hope the villain isn't Hush. Too similar to Riddler. Would hope it's Freeze, but I trust him with whoever he chooses. He's earned it.
I gotta show off my Star Wars thing.
Oh, go ahead. Matt Smith is not in the Batman movie. He's in the Starfighter. So
Here it is.
I don't know what he meant by Matt. Just hope I love Matt. I just hope the villain.
All right, keep. What's the next question? I'm gonna get something else. I'm gonna have show and tell here.
All right, sounds good. Drew Saller said, I love the show. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Drew.
Drew. Appreciate it. Drew 914. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the scoops.
Thanks, Drew.
Dat Boy 22. Keep up the great work, guys. Thank you, Dat Boy.
Yeah, keep going.
Drew Salazar came back, says favorite streaming service. I think HBO Max, Netflix, and Criterion are king. Wow, Criterion. I don't think Criterion is king at all, my man. Although content-wise, in terms of quality, absolutely, but probably not in terms of numbers. Apple Plus is probably my favorite, but HBO Max is just better quality per capita, so to speak.
I'm gonna put this guy right back in the freezer after.
Okay.
But I attended. This is from Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Oh, okay.
Chocolate. That is a chocolate R2D2, and he has been frozen since the premiere. So that's my coolest Star Wars thing, along with these pins.
Oh, nice.
From the Star Wars Last Jedi world premiere.
Wow.
Which I'm looking to sell.
Look at that. There you go. Oh, don't call us shills. Ronan Unchained says, hello, Hot Mike. Thoughts on the Cliff Booth movie being filmed right now? I'm pumped for this movie and love the character. Love Hot Mike show. Live Hot Mike show when? Yeah, that's something Jeff and I should work out at some point. Doing a live show in LA or something. That could be a lot of fun.
I actually think I should maybe come down to San Diego because you know what? They love me down
in San Diego. Fair. What do you think about the Cliff Booth movie being filmed right now, Jeff? What's to say about it?
Nervous.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I know it's Fincher, who's my boy, and I know it's Tarantino, who's my other
don't
boy.
miss. Fincher don't miss, though, dude.
He's missed before, and I don't know. I'm just a little like I don't want it to impact the legacy of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I think is a really good movie.
The look is interesting. I saw the pictures of the look. Alexander Svensson says, why are so many actors passing on Star Wars Starfighter? Salary issues or bad script? I don't know. Jeff, you can speak to this a little bit more maybe, but for me, it's more like, do you want to wade into Star Wars right now? Like, it's such a minefield right now.
Tough fandom to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, I think maybe a little bit of it is Sean Levy. I think it's a little bit of everything. I don't think that they're trying to break the bank for anybody. I think you're right. You know, maybe it is a little bit has to do with salary because I don't think Mia Goth or Matt Smith are particularly expensive.
Right.
And Gosling's probably getting paid well. But yeah, I'm sure some of it does have to do with the script.
Yeah.
Which, you know, may be good, but not great.
Yeah. Fantastic 314. Double surprise. Also, Jeff gets 10,000 points for Matt Smith looks like a ghoul. There you go.
Sure.
Thank you, Ray. Very kind of you. No comment there,
Thanks.
but thank you. We're at 37 right now, folks. We're 13 super chats away. So close to get us across the line to reveal some scoops. So send in 13 more. Come on, people. Just a duck. Any updates on David Robert Mitchell's Flower Vale Street? The movie finished filming over a year ago.
Yeah, I got a report about this one this week, actually, from somebody who saw it at a test screening. Heard it wasn't great. Think it's going to be a problem movie for Warner's next summer.
That's a shame.
You know, he's a weird director. And I mean, the only thing that I've heard that could be its saving grace is that I heard it was so bad it's good. It's one of those.
Oof. You don't want that.
But like I said, when all the shit about Pam and Mike exploded at the top of the year, and then they made moves, and now they're doing great. It's like, yeah, because they kind of kicked all the problem movies to next year.
Yeah, it's true. They bought themselves another year.
Yeah.
Dallas says, hi, Jeff. Can you find out whether production designer James Chinland will return for the Batman Part 2?
Sure. Maybe I could call James Chinland's agent. I'll see if I can remember that.
All right. Stephanie Litz. What's up, Stephanie? Thank you so much. The Passion extended.
Howdy, Stephanie.
Has to include the appendices about the fall of Numenor. Oh, wait, wrong franchise. Does Mel think he's Peter Jackson now? That's funny. That is funny.
I'm just impressed someone spelled appendices correctly.
Right. Well, Stephanie would. Stephanie's very literary inclined. So I appreciate that.
I'm impressed, man.
No, I think there's a lot to explore here. I think Mel wants to drag out this story and give maybe some more time to the apostles, Mary. There's a lot to explore there. So we'll see.
Does he need a Jew to kill Jesus? Because I'm authentic.
It's the resurrection. You've already been killed. He's already killed at the end of the last one.
Well, they're going to be flashbacks.
Spoiler alert.
They're going to be flashbacks. Let's run it back.
Flashbacks to him getting pierced. Maybe. The Richards Art. Aloha, gents. I recently watched Upgrade. Hell yeah. My God, man. Ever so prescient. Right. Did you dig it?
I like Upgrade.
I loved it. I've seen like 3. I own it in 4K. I love Upgrade. And Logan Marshall Green just booked a TV series.
Yeah. What was it? I forget.
Something on CBS, right? Wasn't it? Something on CBS.
I forget.
All those, like Monica Baccarin, her new show that looks terrible. That show. Marshall or whatever it's called. I hear it. He's in the Yellowstone spinoff.
Yellowstone
Marshalls. What's that?
Yeah, okay, I buy that.
Yeah, I accept that with it. He's gonna grow that beard out good. Yeah, I liked Upgrade. I thought it was really good. And yes, prescient, self-driving cars, and people using technology to fuck people over. Absolutely. Yanks, what's up, fellas? Any ideas about this Sacha Baron Cohen film that Universal passed on in March? Curious if it's scripted or Borat style.
A good question. This came up at a dinner I had this week. I'm not sure what's going on with that. He did. I think that they let go of it. Right? Yeah. He's saying that Universal passed on it. I don't know where it's going to land, or if it's going to land, or if he'll end up like self-distributing it or something.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know what's up with that, but that's a good question, Yanks.
We're at 44, y'all. We're 6 away.
Ooh,
I'm in.
Feel it.
Wiley Todd said, fun question. What passed away actor would you pair with a current actor in a movie? I would do Paul Newman and Jennifer Lawrence in a drama kind of like Color of Money. Oh, my God. He loves that Color of Money. Charlton Heston and Clint Eastwood in a Western. That's what I would do. Bring back Charlton Heston with Clint Eastwood in a Western.
Give me Paul Newman and Paul Rubens in a remake of Clifford.
No, it's saying actor passed away with a current actor. Both of those gentlemen are dead. So you got to pick one person who's dead and one person who's alive.
Robert De Niro and Paul Rubens in a remake of Clifford.
I bet tell you what, a remake of Midnight Run with those guys would be a lot of fun. John Lawless, I just saw 20 years later for the third time and still getting something out of it. What film can you watch over and over and get some new info/message? I would say just about every classic film I've ever seen. I was watching, what was I watching the other day? The Godfather Part 2 again, and I got something completely different from that. So the great ones are great because you can watch them over and over again and get stuff out of it still. What about you, Jeff? What do you got? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Can't watch my motherfucking TV. Oh. I love that movie. Love that movie. Somewhere lost in the annals of Collider is our watch along, our audio of our watch along of that movie. Fantastic 314 says, I hope we don't get an Iron Eagle 2 type movie with Top Gun 3 where Rooster gets killed and Maverick comes out of retirement to save the day. They would not kill Miles Teller, for God's sakes.
Yeah, he has a no trade clause in his contract. It's called no death.
No death clause.
No death.
Ray says, is K-pop Demon Hunters the front runner to win the Oscars for best animated film? Does it qualify, Jeff? I don't know what the qualifications are for that film, if it would qualify.
I don't know if it got a theatrical run or not.
Right.
Or if it needs to have one before it debuts on Netflix. It seems like they've bent over backwards to, change the rules for all these streaming companies. Yeah. I don't know. That would assume, Ray, that Fixed is not going to win Best Picture when that comes out next week.
Yeah, because Klaus was nominated for Best Animated Feature, and that was on Netflix. I love that movie.
I don't know. Sorry, Ray.
Yeah. Decon says, I just think Disney wants to get Gina Carano off their back, and she will go back to making Daily Wire slop.
That sounds good.
Does that sound right to you? Yeah.
I don't think that you're going to see her in business with Disney just because she settled.
Yeah,
we got to 50. Shit. Now I have to reveal something.
You do. Not yet, though. Not yet. A little bit later. Evelyn says, been a while since we've had official castings additions to Doomsday. Do you know of any of the other actors that are in it? Strange that no female X-Men were announced. Oh, yeah. I guess no Storm, no Jean Grey, I guess. The Famke Janssen or Halle Berry. But there was Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Yeah.
You could argue that, but she's more of a villain. Yeah. Do you know anything, Jeff? Any more new Doomsday castings?
No.
Yeah. I don't either. Okay.
I mean, Evans is back.
Come on. That's absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plethora 1C says, has Jeff heard who was the villain for Batman 2?
Haven't. No, not concretely. No.
There you go. Dallas, the streets want to know when you're starting an OnlyFans, Jeff. Oh, yes. Do the streets want to know?
I don't think that they do. I mean, okay.
I think you could start it, but I don't know that you'd be consistent enough with it. That's my concern.
I'm trying to think what I should give away here.
No, you promised him one. I've got mine lined up. You promised him one.
All right. Well, you tell me when I guess we're doing it.
The Richards Art says, did you see Brendan Fraser's trailer Rental Family? Yeah, we talked about it on Tuesday. Anything more to add to it, Jeff?
No, it's getting the spotlight in the newsletter tonight.
Yeah, it looks so. I watched it 4 or 5 times now. It just makes me smile. It makes me happy. I love that dude so much. Buck Teeth Bandit. Hey, guys. Hope you're doing well. Jeff, have you heard anything about Spielberg's The Dish? Thanks. Yeah, a lot of people talk about this. Jeff, anything?
I've heard it's really good.
There you go.
I've heard it's a banger. I've heard it's Spielberg back in peak form.
Mike Gallagher says James Gunn is like Nick Burns, the computer guy on SNL. Decide to do something and then say, move, take over.
Move. Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I think that was kind of the anticipation, though.
He clearly doesn't trust anyone else to tell these stories in terms of Superman stuff. So it looks like he is going to control how the Superman universe section of the DC universe is told. But I'm curious when these characters start to interact with Superman or Super Family, who's going to write that? The boy 22 says thoughts on the new South Park episode. I'm about 15 minutes into it.
Haven't seen it.
Okay. It's very funny, but I was also sad through the laughs because of the stuff they're profiling is actually happening, which makes it not parody so much. Alan Smithy says, have you guys watched K-Pop Demon Hunters yet? It's flipping awesome. I expect full social media reactions soon. Jeff's newsletter, K-Pop Demon Edition. Yeah, a lot of people pushing to watch this, Jeff. Have you watched it yet? I don't think you will.
No, I have no interest.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
I'm sure I'll watch it over the weekend. I'll try to do a reaction. I'll talk to my guy if he's willing to do a reaction. Jonathan Rodriguez, not on the left or right. Just hopefully we see Gina Carano back in Star Wars. Hopefully. I don't think so, man. I was thinking maybe, but Jeff's talked me out of it. Alex says, I was talking about Matt Reeves when it came to Hush. Oh, sorry about that. Matt Reeves not doing the same villain. Got it. Samuel says, what's John's thoughts on the new Naked Gun? Saw it Tuesday and really enjoyed it. Yeah, I finally saw it yesterday. I thought it was a lot of fun. Really fun. I thought Bautista's role was really funny as well. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those that I did not expect to just have fun with. And, because There's just a sweet part of it. I actually think he did a better job than Leslie Nielsen. God forbid I say that, but I think he did a better job than Leslie Nielsen. Like you could sense the emotion between him and Pam. Like you bought that, right? Whereas with Priscilla and Leslie, it was more for fun. This one felt actually authentic. So I like that element. Jeff, am I wrong on
this? Which element?
The fact that like their relationship, him and Pamela Anderson in the movie,
they had great chemistry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It felt more authentic to me.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't think it was like a great movie or anything, but I gave it a B.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Jay Barrett Mash, as someone who wants to get into film criticism, how wide a breadth of film should I see? I know people can't see everything, but is there an amount to shoot for a certain number a week? Jeff, do you? I have an answer, but it's up. Do you want to answer this one first?
I mean, I think you need to keep up on the wide releases that you want to see, which should be at least over 100 a year of new movies. But I mean, if you want to, you obviously need history, you need context, you need to watch other stuff. I try to watch maybe 2 new movies a week and 2 old movies a week. I think that's pretty good. 4 days a week, and then you're watching a movie every other day.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Yeah, and the thing is, if you force yourself to watch movies, you're not going to enjoy them in the natural way that you should, because it's going to become like a task as opposed to something you're inspired to do. So I think any great film critic loves movies, and you've got to develop that love for movies. So as Jeff said, you're searching out the classics, the older films, and you're searching out the new voices in film as well.
Doesn't need to be the classics, though. I think you can watch trash from past decades. There's always something to learn.
Okay. I'm old now. I don't have time for trash. Mr. Queso says, is Robin in TB2? I don't know. Is Robin in the
I think it. Never mind. Go on.
No, go ahead. What are you going to say?
No, like if there's a movie that you haven't, if you've never seen Die Hard 3, and that's not a classic, and you haven't seen The Godfather, but I don't think you need to watch The Godfather before you watch Die Hard 3. I think you need to watch both movies, but it's okay to watch just movies that you missed before you do the classics.
Okay. Mr. Queso says, is Robin in the Batman 2? He can't say. Come on, guys. He's not going to reveal these scripts and scoops like this. Avro, any book recommendations? Waiting for my copy of Ghosts of Hiroshima. Love the show. Yeah, I ordered Ghosts of Hiroshima, and I ordered the Afters. Is that the one he's doing? The other James Cameron one he's doing? I ordered that. Those are coming.
Devils. I could have lent you Ghosts of Hiroshima. I have that here.
No. I like to do my own research. I will say this. I'm enjoying my copy of Mark Twain, that new biography that just got released. I'm having some fun reading that.
You're reading a Mark Twain biography?
Oh, yeah. I just ordered 4 biographies of presidents. Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson, Roosevelt, and another biography. I'm into American history right now. I'm really into American history right now. So I'm reading a bunch of biographies. Also, this Star Wars Bad Batch book that's out now from Penguin Random House. Plug. So, Jeff, you got anything?
No. Plug in my newsletter.
Okay, there you go.
It might have answers to questions.
Matt Maker Studio. I don't know what to say. I want to hear the scoop. Have you seen the Apple Show Foundation? It's really good. I haven't seen it. Jeff, have you seen it?
No, not a foundation yet.
Drew Salazar says, favorite 90s movies? What, like all of them?
Oh, yeah. I just watched Strange Days again the other night. Movie's so fucking good.
Yeah. I don't know. Armageddon? I don't know. I'm joking.
The entire decade is amazing. How about that?
True. Goodfellas. I was watching some of Goodfellas the other night. So I say Goodfellas is at the top of the list. I have two like this. Says review of the award contender War World's Ice Cube. I have not seen it, Jeff. Are you going to see this eventually?
No, I have a life. I have shit to do.
You just told people to watch trash, and now you're like, I don't want to watch trash.
There's trash, and then there's the scum on the bottom of the trash bag. I mean, come on, guys. You're only watching that movie so that you can dunk on it, so that you can say you watched it, so you can dunk on it.
Right.
There's no way anybody's like watching that in earnest, and so you're fraud.
I think one of my favorite reviews of it has been the guys from Double Toasted who were going after Ice Cube's performance in a fun way. Oh, The Matrix. The Matrix is a good 90s movie, of course, top of the list there as
There's
well.
a lot of good 90s movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever count every fucking one of them?
Alan Smithy says, any more details about what went down with Rami Youssef and Will Ferrell? Any drama or just creative differences? Does this bode poorly for golf? I didn't even hear about anything going down between them. What happened here, Jeff?
Yeah, dude. Big creative differences going on. I thought golf was coming out this year. As it turns out, I think it had to reconfigure things because Molly Shannon was just added to the cast.
Oh, okay.
And that's because, Rami Youssef was going to star opposite Will Ferrell. He was producing and everything.
Yeah.
At some point last year, they made a change. They brought in David Gordon Green, who's probably directing the pilot. They brought in Chris Henchy and Harper Steele, Will Ferrell's longtime collaborators. So I think that they're just going to tweak that show, maybe in the wake of Stick. I don't know if Stick had anything to do with anything. But yeah, this is a space that Netflix can't just cede to Apple, right? The sports comedy stuff. And obviously Hulu has Chad Powers coming.
Oh, right. Coming. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Trickster says, who's an actor you thought would be way bigger than he actually is right now? Taron Egerton and Toby Kebbell should have been household names by now.
No, Toby Kebbell is not a household name. Taron Egerton, I think, kind of. If he's not, he's close to one. But I do think he should be bigger. I think he's an incredible actor.
Yeah,
he's biding his time. He was just in Carry On, which is one of the biggest movies of the year. You'd think that people would know him from that, but you're right. People probably know that as like the Jason Bateman movie.
I guess I would say Jai Courtney. I think Jai Courtney is a damn good actor, but he isn't quite a household name. And I was even watching some of Terminator Genesis the other day just for fun because I've never seen that one. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. The film itself, maybe, but there's nothing wrong with him, what he's doing. So I've always liked him. I got a chance to interview him once a few years ago for about an hour. Really engaging guy, very smart too. So I would hope you'd be
Dangerous Animals, bro. I'm telling you, the performance of the year.
I gotta watch that one too. The Richards Art says, I raise praying mantis now. Any good creature features on your radars, Jeff? You end up watching Stinger?
No, I did not watch Stinger. Any good creature features on the radar?
Are there any creature features coming out?
I want to watch that movie It Ends with like kids in a Jeep going down like an endless road and there's like creatures on both sides of the road, or so they perceive.
Okay.
I can't really think of any good creature features off the top of my head.
I guess maybe the Aliens here. Oh, well, I guess it was just 20 years later or Sinners. That's
Alien counts. Alien.
Yeah, the Alien.
But...
Yeah. What about Death of a Unicorn? I guess that counts. Or The Monkey? I guess that counts.
The monkey? You mean the unicorn?
Yeah, the unicorn.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Mumra says, is the news about a new Sanford and Show real? Also, did you see Paul Rubens' doc and thoughts on his life/work? If you did, love the show, y'all. It looks real. Jeff?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is, I don't know. Okay, let's look it up here because it was apparently released as a promotional thing for Peacock that it would be Eddie Murphy and Donald Glover in a Sanford and Son movie. But it seems to have been debunked. The viral poster has been debunked. So I guess because he announced he was doing Inspector Clouseau. So people were like, well, what's another thing he could possibly get involved in? And so someone posted a picture of them as Sanford and Son and said it was a real thing.
That's how they announce projects these days, via posters.
That's the picture. Again, we get in there. Yeah, that's the picture there that you see for Sanford and Son. So yeah.
Please no.
Yeah. I didn't see the Paul Rubens doc yet. Jeff, have you seen the Paul Rubens doc yet?
No, I heard it's excellent though.
Yeah, ditto. Robert Giacinta says, after walking out of Weapons, I think Kreger would be a great director for a new Elm Street movie. Weapons was very good. Some jaw-dropping moments. I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Seeing it Saturday night, baby. I can't fucking wait.
Ooh, yeah. A lot of good reviews. Now the other critics are chiming in finally. A lot of positive reviews. So, yeah. Wayne Edwards, hello, gents. Rocha, the lady and I will be in San Diego this weekend. We're going to see the Red Sox play the Padres, see some sights and see Weapons. Could you recommend a couple of movie theaters out there? Yeah, the Mira Mesa one, the Regal, they have put in recliner seating in just about all of the theaters, so highly recommend that. They have a good IMAX screen there. I think Westfield UTC is a really good, well-kept theater that you could enjoy as well. They have a fake Max theater there, and plus you can walk around the mall. Yeah, those are probably. Oh, and then if you want to go all the way out somewhere, there's Plaza Bonita. That has the biggest IMAX here this side of Irvine, so I recommend those.
A good host would have invited Wayne over to your house, Rocha, to watch a movie with you.
I don't know Wayne. I know Wayne's on the show, but I don't invite my own friends to my house. I'm not going to invite strangers.
I know. I haven't been invited.
The Geek Buddies have only been down here once in 5 years.
Come to LA, baby. We'll have a sleepover. We'll have a fucking pillow fight. All right, buddy?
Perfect. In pink Speedos. Fred Task 314 says, "Hey, out, Mike. Watched Eyes of Wakanda, and the nod to Chadwick nearly brought me to happy tears." No one is talking about this show, man. I mean, a Marvel animated series that drops and literally no talk about it on social media, Jeff. This is shocking.
Yeah, I've read a review here or there because I have been curious about it because I did like Black Panther, but You're right. There's just been no buzz, and the fact that they only did 4 episodes, number 1, and then dumped them all at once, number 2, doesn't work very well.
Yeah, I mean, you add this to Ironheart and the kind of mixed reception of Black Panther 2. You know, Coogler's a great director, but it's a little wonky in the Black Panther universe. John Ashford, evening, gents. Jeff, any word on the Drive sequel? Is the book good? There's a book that's a sequel to Drive.
Yeah, just like there was a sequel for Train Spotting. No, I have no interest in a Drive sequel. Leave it be. It's perfect.
I need to buy that steel book. Wayne Edwards, have you ever seen a movie called The Swimmer from 1968? I saw it on the criteria. Yes, the Burt Lancaster one. Yeah, it stars Burt Lancaster in an odd and powerful dramatic role that hit harder than I expected it would. Look, listen, Burt Lancaster at the tail end of the 60s into the 70s did some phenomenal work. Phenomenal work. You know, Birdman of Alcatraz, Judgment at Nuremberg, and The Swimmer. This really great stuff from an actor later in his years.
Is he in Rocket Gibraltar?
Yes, Rocket Gibraltar as well.
Love Rocket Gibraltar.
And of course, Field of Dreams. Gotta get back. She'll think I'm a girl. Aaron Mansfield, an Anaconda trailer soon, Jeff, Jack Black and Paul Rudd. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, you would think so. You would think so.
All right, one more super chat. We can reveal our scoops here. We're only at 5:30, so we're doing fine time-wise. Samo says, any update on Daniel Day-Lewis's new movie that comes out this year? Having heard that it's playing on any festivals. Also, which actor who hasn't acted should return? Well, my answer would have been Gene Hackman before he passed on. Jeff, you heard anything on the Daniel Day-Lewis movie?
I haven't heard a peep about Anemone.
That's the one from his son, right?
Yeah, I don't. I just added it to my blog spot today, but I don't. There's just no buzz about it. An actor who hasn't acted return. Well, there's a guy who, I mean, he's been acting, but I haven't seen anything of his in years. Okay. And he's so good. He's such a movie star, and I just wish somebody would find the fucking guy something cool to work on.
Okay.
That's my boy, the Scientologist himself.
Oh, boy.
Johnny T.
John Travolta.
That's
He's still working. What are you talking about?
Now, when's the last time you saw John Travolta in
as a thumbnail on one of my streaming services with a terrible movie?
That's what I'm talking about. We need to get John Travolta back in real movies.
Well, as long as he can get paid, his quote gets hit by any Saban Films production. I guess we're not going to see.
Someone needs to rescue John Travolta all over again.
I agree. Quentin, what are you doing?
But yeah, someone just needs to throw him a bone.
Throw him a bone.
Throw a bone.
Who do I have here that I would love to come back? Phoebe Cates, Bridget Fonda. Yeah, sure, I guess.
Who gives a fuck?
Rick Moranis. Everybody wants Rick Moranis back. Pesci's still working. I don't know if there's anyone that I necessarily want to see back, Jeff.
Stay gone.
I'm not saying stay gone. I'm just saying I don't know. All right, fine. You guys are going to hate me for this choice, but I'll say David Caruso. I love David Caruso. And I love the first season and 4 episodes, 6 episodes of NYPD Blue. Still the best season of NYPD Blue ever was the first season. And it's because he's electric in that show. And he was good in CSI Miami, but he was pocketing paychecks. And then he's gone. Dennis Franz, too. Both of them. Poof. And it's fucking insane. They're both such incredible actors.
You know who David Caruso needs to pick up the phone and call? I got 2 words for you. Ready?
Taylor Sheridan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
David Caruso led Taylor Sheridan show.
Doesn't need to be the lead. Doesn't need to be the lead.
Okay.
But if you can't find a spot for him on Yellowstone or Tulsa King or Mayor of Kingstown, that's crazy.
That's a good point. Tulsa King. Yeah, we got the trailer drop this week. Kevin Pollak and Samuel L. Jackson, baby. The Richards are my favorite movie of all time is Near Dark by Catherine Bigelow. Any thoughts? Overshadowed by The Lost Boys in 1987. I think Near Dark is way better than The Lost Boys, although not The Lost Boys has that pop culture mainstream thing that people like, but Near Dark is fucking excellent. Jeff?
Listen, that's my girl we're talking about, Catherine Bigelow, but that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard. That Near Dark is better than The Lost Boys? No.
It is.
The Lost Boys is amazing.
It has Corey Haim. You just like the sax guy. All right, we reached the end of Superchat. We still have Streamlabs, so let's do our scoop now, Jeff. Go ahead. What do you got?
I need to see what you're dropping so that I
okay.
Water.
All right, let me bring up my Instagram because I was not. I thought Jeff was going to go first, and I'd have time to get the answers here. So, all right, now, as I said, it's a Fantastic Four scoop. So this will be curious for you, Jeff. So this is what my friend said to me. She said, interesting Fantastic Four tidbit I heard from my friend who works at Marvel, who works high up at Marvel. Apparently, Natasha Lyonne's character was actually a rabbi. They shot scenes with her as a rabbi, and she had a lot more to do in the movie. And they cut it so that she seemed like a teacher in the synagogue. So there was going to be more with Natasha Lyonne as a rabbi in the movie, and they cut it so that you barely understand that Ben is Jewish. And I had my suspicions about this, and I think she watched one of our shows and reached out to me because of her friend who works at Marvel. She asked her friend at Marvel, and that's what they told her. So it was a rabbi, had a bigger role. So I'm not surprised by that. I think Disney got scared with the Israel-Palestine-Hamas situation, and they didn't want to seem like they were choosing sides, and they cut that role down to barely anything, and Natasha Lyonne got bit in the process, which I think is a shame because, like you said, you're allowed to say anything, you're allowed to show this stuff, and it's madness that these companies have to kind of pick sides and be scared about coming out one way or the other on this. So it's a shame. Anyway, that's my scoop. Jeff.
God damn you, John.
What was that? Your scoop?
No, I've got a whole bunch of things. It's just a matter of what I want to reveal. Okay.
Look, you participated in this. I
know. I promised this. I made this promise. I did not think we were going to get to 50, and here we are.
We're at the 60.
I need to deliver. So, all right, this is a little thing. I don't mind sharing it because it's not happening. It didn't work out, but I find it interesting nonetheless.
Okay.
So this week, I started making calls about Heat 2, right?
Ooh, okay.
In the wake of that report from Puck, who mentioned DiCaprio and everything.
Yeah.
Now, who's producing Heat 2?
I don't know. Are you asking me because you want me to know or you don't know?
No, I think it's a hypothetical question.
Oh,
I don't know.
Michael Mann. What, Warner Brothers?
Yes, he produced the first Heat.
Yes.
But Michael Mann is an older gentleman.
Okay.
Who I think is slowing down maybe a little bit.
Sure.
So then you need a strong producer.
Okay.
Of which there's only so many, right? I wouldn't shock me if like Roven ended up getting Heat 2, by the way. If they brought him on to, although he doesn't produce a lot of Warner Brothers movies, so maybe not him. Anyways, I'm told that Heat 2 was offered to Kathy Kennedy.
Whoa!
And she turned it down.
Like, to hasten her departure from...
No, it wouldn't hasten. It would be for when she, like in anticipation of her exit, which is in January. She'll leave in January. And so I think it was, hey, do you want to produce this movie at the top of the year, potentially?
Wow.
But yeah, I heard it wasn't for her, and she turned it down. So they're looking for a producer for Heat 2, not only to, get the budget down, but I think to reassure Warner Brothers that there'll be somebody keeping a pretty close eye on the store and not just letting Michael Mann run wild like he has budget-wise.
And someone who could like corral Michael Mann and not be walked on by Michael Mann or walked all over by Michael Mann. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they need someone to keep him in check. So, Pascal and Heyman are both busy. Fund. There's only so many producers that can handle these kinds of guys. Roven, I think, is one of them. He produced Oppenheimer.
Sure.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who produces Heat 2 if it in fact goes forward and gets made.
Huh. Wow, that's awesome.
But in general, I think that you will see Kathy approached to. I mean, if she's not starting her own movies, like developing her own slate.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
I think that you'll see the older guys who trust her,
right,
and came up with her, reaching out to her, whether especially Spielberg. Like, I don't know what Spielberg's going to do after. Yeah. It wouldn't shock me if he turned to Kathy to produce it. It's just a matter of whether he would also get rid of Christy McCosco Krieger, who's been producing his last few movies. But I think that's who Kathy can kind of count on for support.
Yeah,
when she leaves.
Her extension is long in Hollywood, very long. Her arms are long.
Yeah, January. I think she'll step down. And I think it'll be what I've been saying all along with Carrie and Dave.
Yeah, Carrie Beck and Dave Filoni taking over as co-heads of it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That was our scoops, y'all. I hope that was worth it for y'all. We'll occasionally run these things when
I've got other stuff too coming. Some good stuff, some good headlines coming this week to the Insiders, starting with tonight's.
There you go. All right, let's hit these Streamlabs, Jeff. Samuel says, I know this might be, and I know he might not answer this, but I want to hear Jeff's take on the Sydney Sweeney controversy, and will that affect her award consideration for her upcoming boxing movie?
I think Jordan Rumi may have written a pretty good column about this.
Yeah.
It's sad to think about. I guess it could potentially affect her awards campaign by coming out as a Republican, even though I think that's a sad indication of where we are. Like, I don't care. Oh, she voted for Trump. She helped put Trump in office. She was one vote, same as you or I.
Yeah.
The people spoke, unfortunately. But yeah, like, just because she comes out as a Republican doesn't mean that we should just write her off as an actress this award season, especially if the work merits it. I've heard she's really good in Christie. I think she underwent a real transformation for that role, and I can't wait to see it if I end up going to Toronto. I think it's playing there.
Ooh,
I forget, but I'm looking forward to that movie. I like David Michôd as director.
Yeah,
and I hope it doesn't have any long-term effects for her career or awards chances or whatever.
Fair point. I'm in Jeff's camp to a degree. Like, I think you can criticize her for voting one way or the other. That's you're right. But to bar her from being nominated for stuff or it being effective, then you're essentially proving the points, and you don't want to do that. So for me, I think if she's good enough, I think, and I've said this for years, Hollywood isn't as liberal as these people would have you believe. I've met many conservatives in this town.
Well,
and so it's nonsense to believe that, and you're seeing how quickly they're bending the knee. There's a reason for that. So I'm just saying. Josh _Brolin says, if Sinners is a lock for Best Picture, then why can't Weapons be nominated to or instead of?
Yeah. I mean, I maybe it will be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to see it first.
Who's saying it can't be? That's weird to me. Is it a horror thing, maybe?
there is a bias, but Silence of the Lambs did win.
Yeah. Paul says, John and Jeff, thoughts on the rumor, according to Christian Harloff, a close source confirmed 90% that Sadie Sink will be Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Again, I heard the Jean Grey thing again this week.
Ooh.
Even though I backtracked on that.
Here's my thoughts. There's a reason everything's a rumor, because there are things being said to certain people at certain times, and those few things get back to some of us. Jeff vets his sources. I've got my sources. Christian's got his sources, but we'll soon find out, as these set pictures seem to be happening left and right on that set. Eventually, we're going to see who she's playing. So be patient, and we'll find out whose sources are correct on that.
I have heard that the new season of Stranger Things is fucking awesome.
Oh, nice. It would be odd that you hire a redhead to turn her blonde, but maybe Gwen Stacy is not blonde in that universe. I don't know. Chris says, Jeff, you mentioned in the newsletter the Top Gun 3 is looking at 2028 release, which you said on the show as well. Can you tell us more on that? Will Tom, Glenn, and Miles be guarantees to appear in this story?
I don't know that anybody's a guarantee, but it seems like all three would return in some capacity. I think it could go. Why couldn't it go next year?
Yeah. Oh, like could start shooting next year?
I mean, Put it this way. I don't know what's going on with Deeper, that project that he was flirting with Ana de Armas.
Oh, yeah, right.
Maybe Paramount will step up and pay for it now. The Ellison's coming in with all this cash. But like, you haven't really seen him take on anything else, right? He has the Iger movie, but like that's wrapped.
Yeah.
Glenn has also been kind of quiet. I'll be writing a little bit about that soon.
He moved out of LA.
And I think Miles has Winter Games, which is the Paramount, which is an example of the rom-coms that we talked about earlier. That
Haley Steinfeld, right?
Exactly. So basically, what I'm saying is like none of them have like giant blockbusters that are going to take them off the board for 6 months right now. It's true. And I wonder if that's anticipation of this giant blockbuster where they're trying to get all the pieces back together with Top Gun 3.
Could be fun to see the guy who played Bob, who was in Thunderbolts, and then Monica Barbaro come back as well. So could be interesting. And even Danny.
I heard Macquarie was going to take off next year to write, though.
Take off writing next year?
He's just going to spend next year writing. He's not going to direct.
He's going to take off the year and write. Okay, gotcha. John from Mars says, guys, great show and always keep up the great work. Thank you. Could you explain to me, why do studios put movies to streaming only? I don't get why they put films they know won't perform well at the box office to streaming only. Do studios make money putting films to stream?
I mean, yes, especially now that there's ad tiers and stuff like that. And it's also so they can do a press release and look good to their shareholders on Monday morning, so that Netflix, crows about 46 million people seeing Happy Gilmore 2. If Happy Gilmore 2 was released in theaters, you think 46 million people would see it? Do that math. 46 million times $10, which is low for $460 million for Happy Gilmore 2. So I don't think that that's how many people would actually have paid to see Happy Gilmore 2, and that's why they released it on streaming, so they can just crow about that number.
Well, there's two ways they make money, as you said, the advertising thing, but they also don't lose money by putting it out in the theaters. So in essence, they make money by not putting it out in theaters because they're not losing money either. So I think that's another way to look at it as well. And as Jeff said, you've got to keep those streaming numbers up. You're not going to keep a service afloat without new content. And so you've got to pick and choose the ones you think that will do well on streaming, because people won't come out to the theater to see it, but they will flick it on if they're just sitting on their ass on the couch. Kylan says, hi, John and Jeff. Do you think Marvel Studios will look at Mason Thames or McKenna Grace for the X-Men reboot movie and any casting updates for the film? I mean, McKenna Grace, I would 100% support that. I've really enjoyed her as an actress. And I even like that trailer, even though I'm not going to see that movie, that Colleen Hoover film. So what do you think, Jeff? Either of those two?
Who's the other one besides
Mason Thames? Mason Thames.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he does much for me, to be honest. McKenna Grace is a talented young actress, but I don't know if she's. It's like if you're going to cast her, why wouldn't you just cast like Elle Fanning or something?
Because she's younger than Elle Fanning. What do you mean? You want to look at her for younger roles. I mean, Elle, I hate to break to you, Elle is like what? Elle's like 25 now, 30?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, McKenna Grace, sure. Why not?
I like McKenna. I hope she gets it. She'd be a great Gwen Stacy. Kyle Fig says World of Real suggested that the Running Man has tested well in recent weeks. Heard anything more on this, Jeff? I have not.
I think it looks good. I mean, yeah, I think it'll outperform Predator on opening day.
Wow. Okay. Speaking of Elle fan. Francisco says, just sending my support. Big fan of the show. Been following you guys since the Collider days. Thank you, Francisco. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jedi Master Anakin, do you guys have any updates about potentially appearing on new rock stars or them being on your show? And also, have you heard anything about Vince Gilligan ever returning to the world of Breaking Bad, focusing on Kim Wexler, Jesse Pinkman, or other characters? Jeff and I haven't circled back with new rock stars, right? We have to figure out a time to go.
You got to come up to Burbank on a Wednesday afternoon to shoot, bro.
If we lock down a date, I will be there. I have no problem. We can go grab a dinner. Huh?
Let's lock it down.
Okay, let's lock it down. Let's talk to Eric.
Next week.
Oh, already? Okay. Anthony V said, I thought Naked Gun was hilarious. In a recent interview, Liam Neeson seemed to indicate it was a one-and-done movie. Do we believe him? I definitely watch a sequel if they make one. Well, look, if you back up the truck, I don't think he's going to turn down a sequel. Jeff, what do you think?
I think he's a lying sack of shit.
Whoa. See, now we've hit that point.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. Naked Gun, baby. That's a Naked Gun style joke for us.
I would not joke about Liam Neeson. I would certain
no, I think it probably is a one-off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That'd be a shame. All right, these last ones here. Cowboys fan 92. Hi, John. Jeff, hope you're well. John, have you seen the disgusting dildo scandal with people throwing them onto the WNBA courts? Also, American Eagle dropped a BS response to the Sweeney ad. Listen, I've said this. I've tweeted it twice already. I think they should tackle anybody throwing those Greg dildos and put their knees on their backs until the police come to arrest them. I think it's stupid, but it came out today that it's a stunt, and apparently these young kids are doing it for clout on social media or something. So it's a fucking shame. These ladies work hard. They play hard. They deserve more respect than these small dick incels are giving them. That's my overall thought. And no surprise on American Eagle. They're in bed with Trump. They knew exactly what they were doing with that ad. So yeah.
I mean, let me ask you this: if I think you can bet on whether there will be a dildo thrown now at a WNBA game.
That's sad. That's fucking sad, man.
Would you like try to entice a friend? Be like, all right, I'm going to put $2,000 on it. You need to throw this dildo, else I'm going to lose $2,000.
I would never be part of that. I mean, that league has worked so hard to be taken seriously. And it's always these dudes who come in with fucking stupid shit to undercut it, man. It's frustrating. If it ain't
security allowing this. All I'll say about this scandal, though, Cowboys fan 92, is that a good dildo is a terrible thing to waste.
That's why I don't think they're throwing good dildos. Those look pretty sad. C Black says Feige needs to throw shade at Gunn after SM4 and Doomsday comes out. Gunn is acting real cocky with Supergirl and Clayface on deck in 2026. Spider-Man 4 and Doomsday comes out. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think you need Feige throwing shade at Gunn and then enticing James Gunn to be more online.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Miguel Zion says, just finished Weapons. This is what a great screenplay can do. Great movie theater experience, some Tarantino-esque elements and sets up and payoffs. All right.
No spoilers, Miguel.
Spoilers, man. No spoilers. Richard's art. Lastly, Catherine Bigelow, thoughts on Blue Steel or K-19 Widowmaker? Oh, definitely Blue Steel over K-19 Widowmaker, please. Jeff?
Not really a fan of either one.
Good Jamie Lee Curtis performance there, man. And once upon a time, Ron Silver could lead movies. Once upon a time in the 80s. Cowboys fan 92 says, hi, John, sent a $10 super chat. You missed it. I just literally read it, Cowboys.
You missed it, John.
I just read it. Be patient, my friends.
Fucking missed it.
Tim says, did Marvel lock up the Fantastic Four cast to a multi-film deal? Well, according to Iger, it sounds like they did. Jeff?
Yeah. What do you think? They just signed a 1 and then they're going to have to renegotiate it all over again? Yes, they signed like a 5-movie or even a 7 or 8 movie deal, I'm sure.
Which will include like appearances in Avengers, films, and what have you. Those will be part of the deal like they are with Spider-Man.
You're going to be so sick of Pedro Pascal in the next few years. Just you wait.
Why does everybody hate me? That was his accent on SNL. What did he do? Like oh my God. All right, well, there you go. That's it. That's everything, Jeff. We got to get out of here. We've done a good job today. Thank you all so much, and thank you for everybody for the lively chat and the super chats and Streamlabs. Hope you enjoyed the scoops. We'll do this again maybe sometime soon down the road as well. Jeff, another fun show. Let the people know where they can subscribe to you and follow.
TheInsnider.com, folks. And the world's biggest and craziest fan base is going to be at my mercy tonight.
There you go. There you go. As for me, you can follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads. Make sure you do all of that and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell button and leave us comments on all the things we talked about. We appreciate you all so much. So thank you guys. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Go see Weapons this weekend. And we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode here of The Hot Mic. Peace.